Okay? follow you with the cable, and I'll come back to you. That's probably easier. It is? Okay. Cool. I'll look around. So after the you do it after? Well, okay. I'm right over there still. はい、
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glares gleaming through the roads, and our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
No, we need to get a bell first.
The moment of silence we just shared marks the very moment 20 years ago that American Airlines Flight 11 flew into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. My name is Mike Lowe, and my daughter Sarah Elizabeth Lowe was a flight attendant on that plane. These 20 years have felt like both a long time and a short time, and as we recite the names of those we lost, my memory goes back to that terrible day when it felt like an evil specter had descended on our world. But it was also a time when many people acted above and beyond the ordinary. Beginning with the actions of the flight crews, like Sarah, and the passengers on the 4 flights, the individuals in the towers, the professionals of the fire and police, and later the volunteers who helped work on the pile sensitive to recovering our loved ones' remains. They helped pull us through the darkest days of our lives. In the last 20 years, my family and I have at times known unbearable sorrow and disbelief about the lives that would never be. Years we have filled with speaking out on my daughter's behalf and calling on many more precautions, and also for the history to be remembered not as numbers and a date, but the faces of ordinary people, people who looked a lot like Sarah. At the first memorial ceremony, my wife Bobby and I stood here with thousands of family members, right in the midst of a gray and black world of destroyed buildings. Today, this is a quiet place of memory. The gleaming 911 Museum holds a sacred repository for our loved ones' remains, and the still brightening stories of all the sons and daughters, the siblings, husbands and wives, grandparents, and friends. As we carry these 20 years forward, I find sustenance in a continuing appreciation for all of those who rose to be more than ordinary people, and a father's pride in his daughter's selfless acts in the last moments of her life, acting with heroic calm to help those in the air and those on the ground, a legacy from Sarah that burns like an eternal flame.
Gordon M. Ameth, Jr.
Edelmiro Abad.
Marie Rose Abad.
Andrew Anthony Abate.
Vincent Paul Abate.
Lawrence Christopher Abel.
Alana Abraham.
William F. Abrahamson.
Richard Anthony Aceto.
Heinrich Bernard Ackerman.
Paul Aquaviva.
Christian Adams.
Donald Leroy Adams.
Patrick Adams.
Shannon Lewis Adams.
Stephen George Adams.
Ignatius Udo Adanga.
Christy A. Adamo.
Terrence Edward Adderley Jr.
Sophia B. Otto.
Lee Adler.
Daniel Thomas Aflito.
Emmanuel Akwazi Afwakwa.
Alok Agarwal.
Mukul Kumar Agarwala.
Joseph Agnello.
David Scott Agnes.
Joao Alberto da Fonseca Aguiar Jr.
Brian G. Ahern.
Jeremiah Joseph Ahern.
Joanne Marie Aladiotis.
Sabir Ahmed.
Terrence Andre Aiken.
Godwin O. Ajala.
Trudy M. Alagero.
Andrew Alameno.
Margaret Ann Alario.
Gary M. Albero.
John Leslie Albert.
Peter Craig Alderman.
And my brother, Vladimir Savinkin. Vladik, we all love and miss you so much. Thank you for answering our prayers and showing us that you're always with us. I look at your nephew's face, and I see you in his face sometimes, and I cherish those moments. 20 years have gone by, and so much has changed in our lives, but the memory of you and keeping you close to us and cherishing the gift of your life never changes and never will. Мы тебя очень любим, Владик, и мы тебя помним. Передай папе привет.
And my father, Edward Joseph Papa. Dad, we miss you every day. Our greatest gifts are your beautiful grandchildren. They embody your kind spirit, warm heart, loving nature, and zest for life. They are a daily reminder that your legacy lives on. We love you, Dad. Jacqueline Delaney Alderidge Frederick.
David D. Alger.
Ernest Alakakos.
Edward L. Allegretto.
Eric Allen.
Joseph Ryan Allen.
Richard Dennis Allen.
Richard L. Allen.
Christopher E. Allingham.
Anna S. W. Allison.
Janet Marie Alonso.
Anthony Alvarado.
Antonio Javier Alvarez.
Victoria Alvarez Brito.
Telmo E. Alvier.
Caesar Amaranto Alviar.
Tariq Amanula.
Angelo Amaranto.
James M. Amato.
Joseph Amatuccio.
Paul W. Ambrose.
Christopher Charles Amoroso.
Craig Scott Amundsen.
Kazuhiro Anai.
Callisto Anaya Jr.
Joseph P. Anshundia.
Kermit Charles Anderson.
Yvette Constance Anderson.
John Jack Andriacchio.
Michael Rourke Andrews.
Jean Ann Andrucki.
C. Nia Ang.
Joseph Angelini Sr.
Joseph John Angelini Jr.
David Lawrence Angel.
Mary Lynn Edwards Angel.
Laura Angeletta.
Doreen J. Angersani.
Lorraine Antigua.
Sima David Aoima.
Ronald Philip Caloper. And my husband, Joseph Rena Jr.
And my uncle, James Francis Quinn.
Joe, we love and miss you more than you could ever imagine. Our son is the spitting image of you. He lights up my world every day. I see you in everything that he does, and I know that you see us because I feel you. Continue to watch over us and your family. 20 years feels like an eternity, but yet it still feels like yesterday. Until we meet again, my love, rest in peace.
Peter Paul Apollo.
Faustino Apostle Jr.
Frank Thomas Aquilino.
Patrick Michael Alyanras.
David Gregory Arche.
Michael George Archinsky.
Louis Arena.
Barbara Jean Aristoghi.
Adam P. Arias.
Michael Armstrong.
Jack Charles Aaron.
Joshua Ton Aaron.
Richard Avery Aronow.
Myra Joy Arison.
Japhet Jesse Aria.
Carl Francis Azaro.
Michael A. Asiak.
Mike Thomas J. Ashton.
Janice Marie Ashley.
Greg A. Atlas.
Manuel O. Asinimbe.
James Otterfield.
Gerald Thomas Atwood.
Ezra Avales.
Louis F. Aversano Jr.
Arlene T. Bacatatas.
Sandy Ayala.
John Bagagliaga.
Eustace Bacchus. Jane Ellen Basler.
Robert J. Bellwater.
Andrew J. Bailey.
Britt T. Bailey.
Garnet Ace Bailey.
Tatiana Balalinsky.
Michael S. Baksh.
Sharon M. Balcom.
Michael Andrew Bain.
Catherine Bantis.
And my uncle, firefighter Christopher Michael Mazzillo. I know you're with us every day watching over us, and even though I never met you in person, I still miss you a lot. Mom always tells me all the crazy fun things you did, and I'm sure if you were here, I'd probably be doing them with you. Thank you for being the best guardian angel and for sending us Killian. We know he can see you. Mom also says I have your lovable charm and fearlessness. Not only do I have your charm, but I'm honored to have your name as my middle name. You, Pop-Up, and Dad have inspired me to follow in your footsteps and become a firefighter too. We hope you will continue to watch over us and keep us healthy and safe. We love you so much, Uncle Chris.
And my sister, Cecilia Elizabeth Richard Lawson. Dear Cece, it's been 20 years since you left us. I remember this day as if it was yesterday. You are greatly missed by our mother, your sisters, your nieces, your nephews. It was such a sad day on September 11th. I remember you working at the Pentagon, and when they told us an airplane had attacked the Pentagon, I couldn't believe it. From the building of where I worked at EPA, I could see the smoke. And I couldn't believe that you're gone. I just want to say I love you and we miss you. Thank you so much.
Gerard Baptiste.
Walter Baran.
Gerard A. Barbera.
Paul Vincent Barbero.
James William Barbella.
Victor Daniel Barbosa.
Christine Jana Barbuto.
Colleen Ann Barkow.
David Michael Barkway.
Matthew Barnes.
Melissa Rose Barnes.
Sheila Patricia Barnes.
Evan J. Barron.
Renee Barrett Arjun.
Arthur Thaddeus Barry.
Diane G. Barry.
Maurice Vincent Barry.
Scott D. Bart.
Carlton W. Bartels.
Guy Bartzy.
Ina B. Basina.
Alicia Christine Burton Basmajan.
Kenneth William Basnicki.
Stephen Joseph Bates.
Paul James Battaglia.
W. David Bauer.
Ivan Luis Carpio Bautista.
Marlon Capito Bautista.
Mark Lawrence Bavis.
Jasper Baxter.
Lorraine G. Bay.
Michelle Beal.
Todd M. Beamer.
Paul Frederick Bettini.
Jane S. Beatty.
Alan Anthony Bevan.
Lawrence Ira Beck.
Manette Marie Beckles.
Carl John Bedigian.
Michael Ernest Beekman.
And my uncle Thomas F. Swift. We love you and we miss you. You live on in our hearts and the hearts and minds of your family, and we think about you every day, and I can't wait to meet you again.
And my brother T.J. Hargrave, who we continue to miss and love every day. The world is a lesser place without him.
Maria A. Bear.
Max J. Bilke.
Yelena Belilovsky.
Nina Patrice Bell.
Debbie S. Bellows.
Stephen Elliott Belson.
Paul M. Benedetti.
Denise Lenore Benedetto.
Brian Craig Bennett.
Eric L. Bennett.
Oliver Bennett.
Margaret L. Benson.
Dominic J. Berardi.
James Patrick Berger.
Stephen Howard Berger.
John P. Bergen.
Alvin Bergson.
Daniel David Bergstein.
Graham Andrew Berkeley.
Michael J. Berkeley.
Donna M. Bernartz.
David W. Bernard.
May God bless our fallen brothers and sisters, their families, their friends, and their loved ones. He says, I'll see you in my dreams. The road is long and seeming without end. The days go on, but I'll remember you, my friend. And though you're gone, and my heart's been emptied, it seems, I'll see you in my dreams. I got your guitar here by my bed, all your favorite records, and all the books that you read. And though my soul feels like it's been split at the seams, I'll see you in my dreams. I'll see you in my dreams, when all our summers have come to an end. I'll see you in my dreams. We'll meet and live and laugh again. I'll see you in my dreams. Yeah, up around the river bend, for death is not the end. 'Cause I'll see you in my dreams. I'll see you in my dreams, when all our summers have come to an end. I'll see you in my dreams. We'll meet and live and love again. I'll see you in my dreams. Yeah, up around the river bend, for death is not the end. And I'll see you in my dreams. You in my, I'll see you in my dreams.
William H. Bernstein.
David M. Beret.
David Shelby Berry.
Joseph John Berry.
William Reed Bethke.
Yanene Beetrue.
Timothy D. Betterly.
Carolyn Mayer Bugh.
Edward Frank B.A.
Paul Michael Bear.
Anil Tahilram Bharvani.
Bella J. Buchan.
Shimi D. Beagleisen.
Peter Alexander Bielfeld.
William G. Biggert.
Brian Eugene Bilcher.
Mark Bingham.
Carl Vincent Beanie.
And my uncle, firefighter Joseph Patrick Henry from Ladder Company 21. I wish I had the chance to meet you, Uncle Joey. I heard you were a great person.
And my husband, Thomas Michael Kelly. We love you and we miss you.
Gary Eugene Bird.
Joshua David Birnbaum.
George John Bishop,
Chris Romeo Bishuntat,
Jeffrey Donald Bittner,
Albert Baliwa Blackman Jr.,
Christopher Joseph Blackwell,
Carrie Rosetta Blackburn,
Susan Leigh Blair,
Harry Blanding Jr.,
Janice Lee Blaney,
Craig Michael Blass,
Rita Blau,
Richard Middleton Blood Jr.,
Michael Andrew Bacardi,
John Paul Bacci,
Michael L. Bocchino,
Susan N. Bocchino,
Dara Francis Bodley,
Bruce Douglas Bone,
Mary Catherine Murphy Bofa,
Nicholas Andrew Bogdan,
Darren Christopher Bohan,
Lawrence Francis Bousseau,
Vincent M. Boland Jr.,
Tori Hamzavi Balorchi,
Alan Bondarenko,
Andre Bonhair Jr.,
Colin Arthur Bonnet,
Frank J. Bonomo,
Yvonne Lucia Bonamo,
Sean Booker Sr.,
Kelly Ann Booms,
Canfield D. Boone,
Mary Jane Booth,
Sherry Ann Bordeaux,
Christine Bornanabe,
Jerry J. Borg,
Martin Michael Borchevsky,
Richard Edward Bosco,
and my father, Thomas J. Fisher. We love you and miss you.
and my brother and friend, James Marcel Cartier. In remembrance, American Brotherhood MC remembers Lester V. Marino, Kenneth T. Watson, Tommy Ashton, and all the other lives taken away too early.
Klaus Bota,
Carol Marie Bouchard,
J. Howard Bolton,
Francisco Eligio Bordier,
Thomas Harold Bowden Jr.,
Donna M. Bowen,
Kimberly S. Bowers,
Veronique Nicole Bowers,
Larry Bowman,
Sean Edward Bauman, Jr.,
Kevin L. Bowser,
Gary R. Box,
Gennady Boyarsky,
Pamela Boyce,
Alan P. Boyle,
Michael Boyle,
Alfred J. Braca,
Sandra Canati Grace,
Kevin Hugh Brecken,
Sandy Waugh Bradshaw,
David Brian Brady,
Alexander Berginsky,
Nicholas W. Brandenart,
Daniel Raymond Brandhorst,
David Reed Gamboa Bradhorst,
Michelle Renee Bratton,
Patrice Brout,
Lydia Estelle Bravo,
Ronald Michael Breitweiser,
Edward A. Brennan III,
Frank H. Brennan,
Michael E. Brennan,
Peter Brennan,
Thomas Moore Brennan,
Daniel J. Russell,
Gary Lee Wright,
Jonathan Eric Briley,
Mark A. Grisman,
Paul Gary Bristow,
Marion R. Britton,
and my grandfather Cesar Amaranto Alviar. We love you so much. Thank you for watching over us. We miss you. And please convince Mommy to get us a husky someday. Love you.
and my father, Jason Matthew Coffey, and my grandfather, Daniel Michael Coffey. Even though I never got the chance to meet either of you, I know there are two angels in heaven watching over me and our family. We all love you so much.
Mark Francis Broderick.
Herman Charles Broghammer.
Keith A. Broomfield.
Bernard C. Brown II.
Janice J. Louise Brown.
Lloyd Stanford Brown.
Patrick John Brown.
Patina B. Brown Rayburn.
Mark Bruce.
Richard George Bruhert.
Andrew Brunn.
Vincent Edward Brunton.
Ronald Booker.
Brandon J. Buchanan.
Greg J. Buck.
Dennis Buckley.
Nancy Claire Boishet.
Patrick Joseph Booths.
John Edward Bulaga Jr.
Stephen Bruce Boonen.
Christopher L. Burford.
Matthew J. Burke.
Thomas Daniel Burke.
William Francis Burke, Jr.
Charles F. Burlingame III.
Thomas E. Burnett, Jr.
Donald J. Burns.
Kathleen Ann Burns.
Keith James Burns.
John Patrick Burnside.
Irina Buslow.
Milton G. Bustillo.
Thomas M. Butler.
Patrick Dennis Byrne.
Timothy G. Byrne.
Daniel M. Caballero.
Jesus Neptali Cabezas.
Lillian Caceres.
Brian Joseph Cachia.
Stephen Dennis Cafiero, Jr.
And my father, Michael Angel Trinidad.
And
we love you. We miss you. There's so many events that I wish you were a part of, like my wedding or Timmy making you a grandfather. We hope that you're proud of us. And please look after me and the rest of the family.
And my father, Philip David Miller. We love and miss you. You'll always be in our hearts. I wish you were here to see your 3 beautiful grandchildren grow up. But in my heart, I know that you're watching over us.
Richard Michael Caggiano.
Cecile Maria Cagicola.
John Brett Cahill.
Michael John Cahill.
George C. Kane.
Thomas Joseph Cahill.
Joseph M. Calandrillo.
Salvatore B. Calabro.
Edward Calderon.
Philip V. Calcano.
Kenneth Marcus Caldwell.
Jose O. Caldron Olmedo.
Felix Bobby Caliste.
Dominic E. Calia.
Liam Callahan.
Francis Joseph Callahan.
Gino Luigi Calvi.
Suzanne M. Cali.
Michael F. Camarata.
Rocco Camage.
Jeffrey Thomas Campbell.
David Odie Campbell.
Sandra Patricia Campbell.
Robert Arthur Campbell.
John A. Candela.
Sheen Thomas Canavan.
Stephen J. Cangelosi.
Vincent A. Cangelosi.
Brian Canizaro.
Lisa Bella Canava.
Louis Anthony Caparici.
Michael R. Canty.
James Christopher Cappers.
Jonathan Neff Capello.
Jose Manuel Cardona.
Richard Michael Caproni.
Edward Carlino.
Dennis M. Carey Sr.
And my big brother. We love we love and miss you every day. You will never be forgotten. Robert David Peraza.
And my uncle Gary Shamai. I love you and wish you were here. My siblings and I will be a beacon of your memory for many years to come.
David G. Carlone.
Rosemary C. Carlson.
Mark Stephen Carney.
Joyce Ann Carpenetto.
Jeremy Kaz Carrington.
Michael T. Carroll.
Peter J. Carroll.
James Joseph Carson, Jr.
Christopher Mikhail Kartzingen.
Angeline C. Carter.
James Marcel Cartier.
Sharon Ann Carver.
Vivian Kasoldik.
John Francis Casaza.
Paul Regan Cassio.
Neely Ann Heffernan Casey.
William Joseph Cashman.
Thomas Anthony Casoria.
William Otto Casper.
Alejandro Castaño.
Arcelia Castillo.
Leonard M. Castriano.
Jose Ramon Castro.
William E. Caswell.
Richard G. Cattarelli.
Christopher Sean Caton.
Robert John Caulfield.
Mary Teresa Caulfield.
Judson Cavalier.
Michael Joseph Colley.
Jason David Kane.
Juan Armando Ceballos.
Marcia G. Cecil Carter.
Jason Michael Cefalu.
Thomas Joseph Selleck.
Anna Mercedes Centeno.
Joni Sesta.
John J. Chada.
Jeffrey Mark Chernoff.
Swarna Chalasani.
And my uncle Robert G. McElvain. Although I wasn't lucky enough to have met you, your spirit lives on in myself, my brother and sisters, and all those who loved you. I am honored to carry your name, and I am living proof that life loves on.
And my father, Daniel R. Nolan.
William A. Chalkoff.
Eli Challo.
Charles Lawrence Chan.
Mandy Chang.
Rosa Maria Chapa.
Mark Lawrence Charette.
David M. Charlebois.
Gregorio Manuel Chavez.
Pedro Francisco Checo.
Douglas Macmillan Cherry.
Stephen Patrick Cherry.
Vernon Paul Cherry.
Nestor Julio Chevalier Jr.
Swede Joseph Chevalier.
Alexander H. Chiang.
Dorothy J. Chicharo.
Luis Alfonso Chimbo.
Robert Chin.
Eddie Wing-Wei Ching.
Nicholas Paul Chiofalo.
John G. Tripura.
Peter A. Churchirillo.
Catherine Ellen Chirls.
Kayung Hee Casey Cho.
Abdul K. Chowdhury.
Mohammed Salahuddin Chowdhury.
Kirsten Lael Christoph.
Pamela Chu.
Stephen Paul Chutnick.
Wei Ching Chung.
Christopher Ciaffredini.
Alex F. Saccone.
Francis Ann Salenti.
Elaine Silo.
Edna Cintron.
Nestor Andre Cintron III.
Robert D. Siri Sr.
Juan Pablo Cisneros.
Benjamin Keith Clark.
Eugene Clark.
And my husband, Dennis Michael Edwards. As I stand here today, the only thing I can say for certain is that despite the tremendous pain and heartache of losing you, time did not stand still for 1 second over the past 20 years. The best part of those 20 years was having our daughter, Alexa, by my side. Our then 2-year-old baby is now a grown woman and graduate of UNC Chapel Hill. Alexa is your legacy here on earth. She embodies all the good in you. Her green eyes, dimpled chin, kind heart, love of music, passion for people, willingness to help others, and enthusiastic love for life remind me of you each and every day. She even tilts her head and scratches the head the way you do, and she never even saw you do it. You missed every single milestone in her life over the past 2 decades, but we continue to move forward with only love in our hearts. Our family and friends continue to keep your memory alive, and with endless stories and reemergence of old pictures. You always carried the good torch, shining brightly wherever you went, and Alexa will carry it for you too. Thank you for the greatest gift I've ever received from anyone. For as long as we live, people will know your name and honor your memory. We love you, Den, and we love you, Alexa Marie.
And my uncle, firefighter Peter Alexander Bielfeld. We love you, and we miss you, Uncle Peter. Thank you for being my godfather, and thank you for protecting this country.
Gregory Allen Clark.
Manny Leroy Clark.
Sarah M. Clark.
Thomas R. Clark.
Christopher Robert Clark.
Donna Marie Clark.
Michael J. Clark.
Saria Rachel Emma Clark.
Kevin Francis Cleary.
James D. Clear.
Jeffrey W. Cloud.
Susan Marie Klein.
Stephen Coakley.
Jeffrey Allen Cole.
Patricia A. Cody.
Daniel Michael Coffey.
Jason Matthew Coffey.
Florence G. Cohen.
Kevin S. Cohen.
Anthony Joseph Coladonato.
Mark Joseph Caleo.
Stephen J. Caleo.
Christopher Michael Colasanti.
Kevin Nathaniel Colbert.
Michelle P. Colbert.
Keith E. Coleman.
Scott Thomas Coleman.
Robert D. Colon.
Liam Joseph Calhoun.
Robert D. Jean Marie Collin.
Robert J. Call.
Joseph Kent Collison.
John Michael Collins.
Patricia Malia Kolodner.
Thomas Joseph Collins.
Sol E. Cohen.
Jeffrey Dwayne Coleman.
I'm done.
And my uncle, Brian Christopher Novotny, whose tie I am wearing today proudly.
And my aunts, Maria Teresa Concepcion Santillan and Judy Santillan Fernandez. Tita Maritas, from the pictures and stories I've heard and seen, I know how beautiful you were. After 20 years, you are now reunited with Lola and Lolo, who passed away last year. Please be our guardian angel. We will never forget, and we will always remember you. God bless America.
Ronald Edward Comer.
Jamie Concepcion.
Albert Conte.
Denise Connolly.
Susan P. Conlon.
Margaret Mary Connor.
Cynthia Marie Lice Connolly.
John E. Connolly, Jr.
James Lee Connor.
Jonathan M. Connors.
Kevin Patrick Connors.
Kevin F. Conroy.
Brenda E. Conway.
Dennis Michael Cook.
Helen D. Cook.
Jeffrey W. Coombs.
John A. Cooper.
Julian T. Cooper.
Joseph John Copo, Jr.
Gerard J. Coppola.
Joseph Albert Corpet.
John J. Corcoran III.
Alejandro Cordero.
Robert Joseph Cordis.
Ruben D. Correa.
Danny A. Correa Gutierrez.
Georgian Rose Corrigan.
James J. Corrigan,
Carlos Cortez Rodriguez,
Kevin Michael Cosgrove,
Dolores Marie Costa,
Digna Alexandra Costanza,
Charles Gregory Costello Jr.,
Michael S. Costello,
Asia S. Cottom,
Conrad Kofi Couture Sr.,
Martin John Coughlin,
John G. Coughlin,
Timothy J. Coughlin,
James E. Cove,
and my aunt, Anna Mercedes Centeno. We miss you, we love you, and you've been an inspiration to our lives, especially in my life. And I see more Grandma, your face and Grandma's face, especially throughout the years. Your smile will always stay in us, and you will forever live in us. We miss you and love you.
and my sister-in-law, Colleen Ann DeLockery. Col, can't believe it's been 20 years. Your children, Amanda and Michael, are living your legacy. They are walking in your footsteps and making a difference in this world. Your amazing husband, Jay, has been with them every step of the way these past 20 years. And we talk about you all the time in our all events when we're all together as family. We remember you all the time, and we love and miss you. Thank you for watching over us.
Andre Colin Cox,
Frederick John Cox,
James Raymond Coyle,
Michelle Coyle Yulo,
Christopher Seaton Kramer,
Eric A. Cranford,
Denise Elizabeth Krant,
James Leslie Crawford Jr.,
Robert James Crawford,
Tara Kathleen Creamer,
Joanne Mary Cregan,
Lucia Crefasi,
John A. Creasy,
Daniel Hal Chrisman,
Dennis A. Cross,
Kevin R. Carodi,
Thomas G. Crotty,
John R. Crow,
Wells Remy Crowther,
Robert L. Crookshank,
John Robert Cruz,
Grace Allegre Cua,
Kenneth John Cubas,
Francisco Cruz Cubero,
Thelma Cuccinello,
Richard Joseph Cudina,
Neil James Cudmore,
Thomas Patrick Cullen III,
Joan Cullinan,
Joyce Rose Cummings,
Brian Thomas Cummins,
Michael Joseph Cunningham,
Robert Curatolo,
Lawrence Damian Curia,
Paul Dario Curioli,
Patrick Joseph Curryvan,
Beverly L. Curry,
Andrew Peter Charles Curry Green,
Michael Sean Curtin,
Patricia Cushning,
and my mother, Barbara Keating, a passenger on American Airlines Flight 11. She devoted much of her life to serving marginalized communities such as those with physical and intellectual disabilities. She was the director of a Big Brother, Big Sister chapter in Massachusetts. And after surviving cancer twice, she spent her golden years driving cancer patients to their medical appointments and volunteered daily in her church in Palm Springs. Mom, the world was a better place with you in it, and you're still missed after 20 years by your children and your grandchildren, of whom you'd be very proud.
and my father, Robert D.W. Higley II. Dad, it has been 20 years since you've been gone, and there's nothing I can say more than I miss goofing off with you. I miss your jokes, and nothing more makes me smile than the light I see in the smile of my daughter, who reminds me so much of you. We love and miss you, and I still wish you could be here to see how amazing and proud we're making you to be.
Gavin Cushnig,
Caleb Aaron Dack,
Carlos S. DaCosta,
Jason M. Dahl,
Brian Paul Dale,
John Dallara,
Vincent Gerard DiMatteo,
Thomas A. Damaskinos,
Jack L. D'Ambrosi Jr.,
Janine Damiani Jones,
Manuel Joa Damota,
Patrick W. Danahy,
Mary D'Antoni,
Vincent G. Dans,
Dwight Donald Darcy,
Elizabeth Ann Darling,
Annette Andrea Dadaram,
Edward A. Diatri,
Michael D. Doria,
Lawrence Davidson,
Michael Allen Davidson,
Scott Matthew Davidson,
Titus Davidson,
Nirka Davila,
Ada M. Davis,
Clinton Davis Sr.,
Wayne Terrill Davis,
Anthony Richard Dawson,
Calvin Dawson,
Edward James Day,
William Thomas Dean,
Robert J. DeAngelis Jr.,
Thomas Patrick DeAngelis,
Dorothy Alma de Araujo,
Ana Gloria Pocasangre de Barrera,
Tara E. Debeck,
James D. Debonnier,
Anna M. Debin,
James V. de Blase Jr.,
Jesarel Malabuyak de Chavez,
and my little brother, Walter A. Batuza Jr. We love you and miss you every day, Walter. Mom and Sal are still dancing in the kitchen. Last night, in fact, 94 and 92. You would be so proud of your boys, Walter, Jesse, and Nico. Denise has become Superwoman. What she did for these boys and herself, she's going to college now, Walt. Your boys would make you so proud. They each have a bit of your personality, and you'll never be missed. Love you, bro.
and my father, Daniel J. Brethel, captain of Ladder 24, FDNY. We love and miss you every day.
My name is Anthula Katsimatidis. My brother John worked on the 104th floor of Tower 1. When I look back on these last 20 years, I find myself thinking about September 12th and everything that happened after that, when thousands of us became members of a club that we never signed up for, with no idea of what to do next, except to cry, right? But then something unexpected happened. An unlimited amount of kindness kept pouring in to each of us, from friends and strangers. The whole country seemed to put its arm around us. And that lent me just enough strength to get up the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that. And I realized that all this kindness and giving reminded me of my brother. my larger-than-life, live out loud big brother who loved to make people laugh, and he was always there whenever something was needed. I loved and admired those things about him, and I began to emulate them. And it made me feel like I was picking up a baton that he had left for me. I started working with the 9/11 families, helping them navigate the emotional process of thinking about the memorial and connecting their concerns with the staff and designers and officials. John used to say, "Thula, you gotta have fun. You gotta be daring with your life." And with that, I discovered a zest for acting. It was a new direction for me, a way to express creatively all that I felt inside, a way for me to share stories. Everything I was doing gave me the feeling that my brother Johnny was with me. You got this, kid. It takes a really long time to figure out who you are and who you were meant to be. And all of us had to find new ways to get there. But if I had given up, oh boy, my brother would have been so mad at me. His loss helped shape me into who I am today. And I know it's made me a better person. I came here, yes, with tears, but also a really happy heart to say that over the last 20 years, I have learned to live out loud just the way my brother taught me.
Jason Christopher DeFazio,
David A. DeFio,
Jennifer DeJesus,
Monique Effie DeJesus,
Narita DeJesus,
Emmy De La Pina,
Donald Arthur Della Pena.
Azucena Maria de la Torre.
Vito Joseph DeLeo.
Danielle Ann Deli.
Andrea Della Bella.
Joseph A. Della Pietra.
Palmina Delegati.
Colleen Ann Dollery.
Joseph DeLuca.
Manuel Del Valle Jr.
Francis Albert DiMartini.
Anthony Demos.
Martin DeMeo.
Francis Deming.
Carol Keys Demitz.
Kevin Dennis.
Thomas Francis Dennis Sr.
Jean C. De Palma.
Jose Nicholas De Pena.
Robert John DeRaney.
Michael DiRienzo.
David Paul DeRubio.
Jamal Legues DeSantis.
Christian Louis DeSimone.
Edward DeSimone III.
Andrew J. Desperito.
Michael Jude D'Esposito.
Cindy Ann Duell.
Melanie Louise DeVere.
Jerry DeVito.
Robert P. DeVitt Jr.
And my brother, Peter Burton Hansen, my sister-in-law, Sue Kim Hansen, and my niece, Christine Lee Hansen. We miss you. We love you more than you'll ever know. And thank you for being our guardian angels.
And my uncle, FDNY Battalion Chief Oreo Joseph Palmer. 20 years and we don't miss you any less. You and Aunt Debbie are our angels. You were truly too good for this world and we're lucky to have known you.
Dennis Lawrence Devlin.
Gerard P. Dewan.
Sula Manali Kasamali Danani.
Michael Louis D'Agostino.
Matthew Diaz.
Nancy Diaz.
Obdulio Ruiz Diaz.
Michael A. Diaz Piedra III.
Judith Burkus Diaz Sierra.
Patricia Florence DiChiaro.
Rodney Dickens.
Jerry D. Dickerson.
Joseph Dermot Dickey Jr.
Lawrence Patrick Dickinson.
Michael D. Deal.
John DeFato.
Vincent Francis DeFazio.
Carl Anthony DeFranco.
Donald Joseph DeFranco.
John DiGiovanni.
Eddie A. Dillard.
Deborah Ann DiMartino.
David DeMiglio.
Stephen Patrick Domino.
William John Dimling.
Marissa DiNardo Short.
Christopher Moore Dincuff.
Jeffrey Mark Dingle.
Raina Sam Danu.
Anthony Dionisio.
George DiPasquale.
Joseph D. Pilato.
Douglas Frank DiStefano.
Donald Americo DiTullio.
Ramsey A. Dewani.
Johnny Doctor Jr.
John Joseph Doherty.
Melissa Candida Doy.
Brendan Dolan.
Robert E. Dolan Jr.
And my father, Alfred Todd Ranke. 20 years ago today, God called you home, Dad, and our lives have changed from day to day since then, but the love and memory of you shall never pass away. There is not enough time to explain the incredible man you were. You inspire me to be the parent that I am to Trey. And I thank God for the years that I had with you. Dad, may your heart continue to beat through those that are still here. And may all the good that you have done be your legacy that continues on, that continues to live on. God bless you all and God bless America.
And my sister, my beloved sister Diane Gladstone. Your extended family misses you and loves you every day. Your nieces miss you. Your great nephews and great niece miss you and will love you forever.
Ready? Neil Matthew Dollard.
James Domanico.
Belinda Pascua Domingo.
Alberto Dominguez.
Carlos Dominguez.
Jerome Mark Patrick Dominguez.
Kevin W. Donnelly.
Jacqueline Donovan.
William H. Donovan.
Stephen Scott Dorff.
Thomas Dowd.
Kevin Christopher Dowdell.
Mary Yolanda Dowling.
Raymond Matthew Downey Sr.
Frank Joseph Doyle.
Joseph Michael Doyle.
Randall Drake.
Patrick Joseph Driscoll.
Stephen Patrick Driscoll.
Charles A. Dross III.
Myrna A. Duarte.
Luke A. Dudek.
Christopher Michael Duffy.
Gerard J. Duffy.
Michael Joseph Duffy.
Thomas W. Duffy.
Antoinette Duger.
Jackie Sayed Dugan.
Safri Ducat.
Patrick Dunn.
Lydia Gail Dunn Jones.
Christopher Joseph Dunn.
Richard Anthony Dunstan.
Patrick Thomas Dwyer.
Joseph Anthony Ecobachi.
John Bruce Eagleson.
Edward T. Earhart.
Robert Douglas Eaton.
Dean Philip Eberling.
Margaret Ruth Echterman.
And my brother, Ronald Philip Klepfer, Police Officer, Emergency Service, Truck 7. Miss you, love you.
And my uncle, Martín Morales Empoltecatl. Tío, aún te extrañamos. En la familia aún contamos tus historias y nos gusta recordarte como el gran ser humano que fuiste. Y aunque han pasado 20 años desde que no estás con nosotros, sabemos que no te perdimos. Ganamos un ángel.
Paul Robert Ekna.
Constantine Economos.
Barbara G. Edwards.
Dennis Michael Edwards.
Michael Hardy Edwards.
Christine Egan.
Lisa Aaron Egan.
Martin J. Egan Jr.
Michael Egan.
Samantha Martin Egan.
Carol Egger.
Lisa Karen Ehrlich.
John Ernst Eichler.
Eric Adam Eisenberg.
Daphne Ferlinda Elder.
Michael J. Alferis.
Mark Joseph Ellis.
Valerie Silver Ellis.
Albert Alfie William Elmery.
Robert R. Elseth.
Edgar Hendricks Emery Jr.
Doris Sukyun Eng.
Christopher Epps.
Ulf Ram Erickson.
Erwin L. Erker.
William John Irwin.
Sarah Ali Escarcega.
Jose Espinal.
Fanny Espinoza.
Billy Scoop Esposito.
Bridget Ann Esposito.
Francis Esposito.
Michael A. Esposito.
Ruben Esquilin Jr.
Sadie Et.
Barbara G. Etzold.
Eric Brian Evans.
Robert Edward Evans.
Meredith Emily June Ewert.
Catherine K. Fagan.
And my uncle, Łukasz Tomasz Milewski, who I never met, but I miss very dearly. My mom always talks about how much of an amazing brother you were. We were so sad you had to go so soon and so young, but I'll love you forever and you'll never be forgotten.
And my uncle, Paul Edward Jeffers. 20 years later, we are still reminded of you and think of you every day. We love you and we miss you.
Patricia Mary Fagan.
Ivan Krillos Fairbanks Barbosa.
Keith George Fairbairn.
Sandra Fajardo Smith.
Charles S. Falkenberg.
Dana Falkenberg.
Zoe Falkenberg.
Jamie L. Fallon.
William F. Fallon.
William Lawrence Fallon Jr.
Anthony J. Fallon Jr.
Dolores Bridget Finelli.
Robert John Fangman.
John Joseph Fanning.
Kathleen Ann Farragher.
Thomas James Farino.
Nancy C. Dolaziski Farley.
Paige Marie Farley Hackle.
Elizabeth Ann Farmer.
Douglas John Farnham.
John Gerard Farrell.
John W. Farrell.
Terrence Patrick Farrell.
Joseph D. Farley.
Thomas Patrick Farley.
Saeed Abdul Fattah.
Christopher Edward Fawnin.
Wendy R. Faulkner.
Shannon Marie Fava.
Bernard D. Favuza.
Robert Fazio Jr.
Ronald Carl Fazio Sr.
William M. Feehan.
Francis Jude Feely.
Garth Aaron Feeney.
Sean Bernard Fegan.
Lee S. Failing.
Peter Adam Fiedelberg.
Alan D. Feinberg.
Rosa Marie Feliciano.
And my uncle Jimmy Riches, forever in our hearts. God bless America.
And my brother Jerome Mark Patrick Dominguez. No one could really take you away from us, and you've been with us every moment since. You'd be really proud of your nephew and niece, and we love you very much.
Edward P. Felt.
Edward Thomas Fergus Jr.
George J. Ferguson III.
J. Joseph Ferguson.
Henry Fernandez.
Judy Hazel Santillan Fernandez.
Julio Fernandez.
Elisa Giselle Farina.
Anne Marie Celerin Ferreira.
Robert John Ferris.
David Francis Ferrugio.
Louis V. Fersini Jr.
Michael David Ferrugio.
Bradley James Fetchett.
Jennifer Louise Fialco.
Kristen Nicole Fidel.
Amelia V. Fields.
Samuel Fields.
Alexander Milan Filipov.
Michael Bradley Finnegan.
Timothy J. Finnerty.
Michael C. Fiore.
Stephen J. Fiorelli.
Paul M. Fiore.
John.
And to live up to their goodness and to stand guard over this democracy. We still work here. We still remember here. And we still uphold our values here. With clear heads and fearless hearts. Thank you, and may God protect the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for God Bless America.
Loves you
you and misses you very much. And thank you for sending your son to me. He's a wonderful husband, the best husband a girl could ask for, and I know he learned that from you. We miss you and we love you very much.
In loving memory of my brother, James Patrick Ladley. We miss you, Jim. We're so proud of your children, Elizabeth and James. Life has never been the same since you're gone. God bless America.
Andre G. Fletcher.
Carl M. Flickinger.
Matthew M. Floco.
John Joseph Florio.
Joseph Walkden Flounders.
Carol Ann Flyzik.
David Fodor.
Michael N. Fodor.
Stephen Mark Fogel.
Thomas J. Foley.
Jane C. Folger.
David J. Fontana.
Shi Min Fu.
Delrose E. Forbes Cheatham.
Godwin Ford.
Donald A. Foreman.
Christopher Hugh Forsyth.
Claudia Alicia Foster.
Noel John Foster.
Sandra N. Foster.
Anna Fosterus.
Robert Joseph Foti.
Jeffrey Fox.
Virginia Elizabeth Fox.
Pauline Francis.
Virgin Lucy Francis.
Gary J. Frank.
Morton H. Frank.
Peter Christopher Frank.
Colleen L. Fraser.
Richard K. Frazier.
Kevin J. Frawley.
Clyde Frazier Jr.
Lillian Inez Frederick.
Andrew Fredericks.
Tamitha Freeman.
Brett Owen Freeman.
Peter L. Freund.
Arlene Eva Fried.
Alan W. Friedlander.
And my uncle Jason Malabuyok de Chavez. We love you and we miss you. Thank you for being our guardian angel.
And my hero and my guardian angel, my uncle, Lieutenant Jeffrey P. Walls, FDNY, Ladder 9, Great Jones Street. Although I never got the privilege to meet you, so many people tell me that I remind them of you in so many ways, and I'm so honored to have your name as my middle name. We love and miss you dearly.
Andrew Keith Friedman.
Paul J. Friedman.
Greg J. Froner.
Lisa Ann Frost.
Peter Christian Fry.
Clement A. Fumando.
Stephen Elliott Furman.
Paul James Fermato.
Carlton Douglas Bay Fife.
Frederick Neil Gabler.
Richard Peter Gabriel.
Richard S. Gabriel.
James Andrew Gadiel.
Pamela Lee Gaff.
Irvin Vincent Galliard.
Deanna Lynn Galante.
Grace Catherine Galante.
Anthony Edward Gallagher.
Daniel James Gallagher.
John Patrick Gallagher.
Lords J. Galletti.
Kono E. Gallo.
Vincent Galucci.
Thomas E. Galvin.
Giovanna Galetta Gambali.
Thomas Gambino Jr.
Gian F. Gamboa.
Ronald L. Gamboa.
Peter James Ganchi Jr.
Michael Gann.
Charles William Garbarini.
Andrew Sonny Garcia.
Caesar R. Garcia.
David Garcia.
Jorge Luis Moron Garcia.
Juan Garcia.
Marilyn Del Carmen Garcia.
Christopher Samuel Gardner.
Douglas Benjamin Gardner.
Harvey Joseph Gardner III.
And my cousin, victim of the 93 bombing, Johnny Boy DiGiovanni. We love you, We miss you very much. Hope to see you one day.
And my grandfather, Rick Knott, Jaggernaut. We love you and we miss you. You live on through all your children and all your grandchildren.
You or something? Okay. Jeffrey Brian Gardner.
Thomas A. Gardner.
William Arthur Gardner.
Frank Garfey.
Rocco Nino Gargano.
James M. Gartenberg.
Matthew David Garvey.
Bruce Gary.
Boyd Allen Gatton.
Donald Richard Gavigan, Jr.
Peter Allen Gay.
Terrence D. Gazzani.
Gary Paul Guidel.
Paul Hamilton Geyer.
Julie M. Geis.
Paul Gerard Gelinas.
Stephen Paul Geller.
Howard G. Gelling, Jr.
Peter Victor Jenko, Jr.
Stephen Gregory Genovese.
Elaine Gentle.
Linda M. George.
Edward F. Garrity.
Suzanne Garrity.
Ralph Gerhardt.
Robert Gerlich.
Dennis P. Germain.
Marina Romanovna Gertzberg.
Susan M. Getzendoner.
Lawrence D. Getzfred.
James G. Geyer.
Cortez Gee.
Joseph M. Giacone.
Vincent Francis Giamona.
Deborah Lynn Gibbon.
James Andrew Giberson.
Brenda C. Gibson.
Craig Neil Gibson.
Ronnie E. Geese.
Andrew Clive Gilbert.
And to my cousin, Janine Nicole Gonzalez, the thing I remember the most about you is your smile. And the illustrious light of that smile continues to guide our family every single day. I ask that every single one of us here call upon the strength of our loved ones to help navigate us through tough times and rough roads. May we find the love to connect us and weed out all that divides us. And most importantly, we never forget.
My brother, Jimmy Ostrowski, Jimmy O. Jimmy, we miss you. Your kind blue eyes, your dimples, your sense of humor, but most importantly, your warm and caring ways that left a loving footprint in all of our hearts that we'll cherish forever. Love you, Jimmy.
Timothy Paul Gilbert.
Paul Stewart Gilby.
Paul John Gill.
Mark Y. Giles.
Evan Hunter Gillette.
Ronald Lawrence Gilligan.
Romney C. Gillis.
Laura Gilly.
John F. Ginley.
Donna Marie Giordano.
Jeffrey John Giordano.
John Giordano.
Stephen A. Giorgetti.
Martin Giovanazzo.
Kumkum Girolamo.
Salvatore Guito.
Cynthia Giuliano.
Mon Jean-Bilange.
Diane Glaston.
Keith Alexander Glasgow.
Thomas Erwin Glasser.
Edmund Glazer.
Harry Glenn,
Barry H. Glick,
Jeremy Logan Glick,
William Robert Gottschalk,
John T. Nassau,
Brian F. Goldberg,
Michael Gariumela,
Michelle Goldstein,
Jeffrey G. Goldflan,
Stephen Ian Goldstein,
Monica Goldstein,
Andrew H. Golkin,
Ronald F. Galinsky,
Enrique Antonio Gomez,
Dennis James Gomes,
Manuel Gomez Jr.,
Jose Bienvenido Gomez, and my brother Luis Eduardo Torres. I miss you. I love you.
and my brother Jason Michael Cefalu. Jay, we love and miss you every day. We can't thank you enough for all the hilarious stories and memorable laughs you left us with. You're deeply missed by your parents, your sister and brother-in-law, all your cousins, your best friends, and me. We live every day with enthusiasm and gratitude as you would have wanted.
Wilder Alfredo Gomez,
Janine Nicole Gonzalez,
Maurizio Gonzalez,
Rosa J. Gonzalez,
Lynn Catherine Goodchild,
Calvin Joseph Gooding,
Peter Morgan Goodrich,
Harry Goody,
Kiran Kumar Reddy Gopul,
Catherine C. Gorea,
Lisa Fenn Goldenstein,
Corrine Gordon,
Sebastian Gorky,
Kieran Joseph Gorman,
Thomas Edward Gorman,
Michael Edward Gould,
O. Kristen Osterholm White Gould,
Douglas Allen Gowell,
Yuji Goya,
John Richard Grabowski,
Christopher Michael Grady,
Edwin J. Graff III,
David Martin Graffman,
Gilbert Franco Granados,
Lauren Catusi Grancolas and her unborn child,
Elvira Granito,
Winston Arthur Grant,
Christopher S. Gray,
Ian J. Gray,
James Michael Gray,
Tara McLeod Gray,
John M. Grazioso,
Timothy George Grazioso,
Derek Arthur Green,
Wade B. Green,
Wanda Anita Green,
Elaine Myra Greenberg,
Donald Freeman Green,
Gail R. Green,
James Arthur Greenleaf Jr.,
and my cousin Melissa Candida Doy. Melissa, you were so much more than 9/11. We love you. We miss you. I pray for everyone who's here. I send a blessing to each and every one of us. And I just ask that we love and be kind to one another. God protect our country.
and my uncle Paul Frederick Beattini. Uncle Paul, we love and miss you every day. Your memory and legacy is carried on by your amazing daughters, your amazing wife, your siblings, the entire family. We love and miss you. I can't believe it's been 20 years, and it's such an honor to be here with everybody, remembering 20 years later. God bless.
Eileen Marcia Greenstein,
Elizabeth Martin Gregg,
Denise Marie Gregory,
Donald H. Gregory,
Florence Moran Gregory,
Pedro Grahan,
John Michael Griffin.
Tawana Sherry Griffin.
Joan Donna Griffith.
Warren Grifka.
Ramon B. Grijalvo.
Joseph Grillo. Joseph F. Grillo.
David Joseph Grimner.
Francis Edward Grogan.
Linda Gronland.
Kenneth George Grizalis.
Joseph Grzelick.
Matthew James Grzymowski.
Robert Joseph Shar.
Liming Gu.
Richard J. Guadagno.
Fighter Jose A. Guadalupe.
Cindy Yan Zhu Guan.
Lieutenant Jeffrey E. Guja.
Joseph P. Gullickson.
Babita Gujamati Guman.
Douglas Brian Gurian.
Janet Ruth Gustafson.
Philip T. Guza.
Barbara Guzardo.
Peter Mark Gulivari.
Gary Robert Haig.
Andrea Lynn Haberman.
Barbara Mary Habib.
Philip Hensler.
Nizam A. Hafiz.
Karen Elizabeth Haggerty.
Stephen Michael Haggis.
Mary Lou Haid.
Lieutenant David Halderman.
And my uncle Dom Merkovich. We love you and miss you, and we're going to bring that dime and bring it up again next year.
And my cousin, firefighter Dennis Patrick Oberg, Ladder 105. Cousin Dennis, we miss you with every passing day. Even the little ones have come to know and love you. Claire, Madeline, Colleen, Georgie, Rocco, and Arabella. We know your spirit is with us. So until we meet again, please keep watching over us.
Miley Rachel Hale.
Diane Hale McKenzie.
Richard B. Hall.
Stanley R. Hall.
Boswald George Hall.
Robert J. Halligan.
Vincent Gerard Halloran.
Carolyn B. Howman.
James Douglas Halvorson.
Mohammed Salam Hamdani.
Felicia Hamilton.
Robert W. Hamilton.
Carl Max Hammond, Jr.
Frederick K. Hahn.
Christopher James Hanley.
Sean S. Hanley.
Valerie Joan Hanna.
Thomas Paul Hannafin.
Kevin James Hannaford, Sr.
Michael Lawrence Hannon.
Dana Ray Hannon.
Christine Lee Hansen.
Peter Burton Hansen.
Sue Kim Hansen.
Basilios G. Haramis.
James A. Harlan.
Gerald Francis Hardacre.
Jeffrey Pike Hardy.
T.J. Hargrave.
Daniel Edward Harlan.
Francis Harros.
Harvey L. Harrell.
Stephen G. Harrell.
Melissa Harrington Hughes.
Aisha Ann Harris.
Stuart D. Harris.
John Patrick Hart.
Eric Hartono.
John Clinton Hartz.
Emmerich Harvey.
and my brother-in-law, who I love like a big brother, Peter Teague Milano. Your memory and spirit live on through Patty, Peter, Jessica, your 5 beautiful granddaughters, your entire family and friends. May you rest in peace till we meet again. We all love and miss you, Pete. And may God bless our country, our military, and all first responders.
And to our sister, Celeste Torres Victoria. Celeste was a model. She was our light, with a vivacious and dynamic personality. When she walked into the room, it lit up. She was intelligent, beautiful, elegant, a zest for life. Celeste attended NYU and graduated cum laude in journalism. As a woman of the media, she used that platform to advocate for women's rights and justice. Celeste left behind her beautiful daughter, Jasmine, who graduated from Duke University on a full academic scholarship. We will always miss and cherish the memories of our sister, Celeste Torres Victoria.
Peter Paul Hashem.
Thomas Theodore Haskell Jr.,
Timothy Sean Haskell.
Joseph John Hassan III,
Leonard W. Hatton Jr.,
Terrence S. Hatton,
Michael Helmut Hobb,
Timothy Aaron Haviland,
Donald G. Havish Jr.,
Anthony Maurice Hawkins,
Naburo Hamsatsu,
James Edward Hayden,
Robert J. Hayes,
Philip T. Hayes,
W. Ward Hines,
Scott Jordan Hazelcorn,
Michael K. Healy,
Roberta B. Heber,
Charles Francis Xavier Curran,
John F. Heffernan,
Michelle M. Hinberger,
Sheila M. S. Hine,
H. Joseph Heller Jr.,
Joanne L. Heltebridle,
Ronald John Hemingway,
Mark F. Hemscott,
Ronnie Lee Henderson,
Brian Hennessy,
Edward R. Hennessy Jr.,
Michelle Marie Enrique,
Joseph Patrick Henry,
William L. Henry Jr.,
Catherine Henry Robertson,
John Christopher Henwood,
Robert Allen Hepburn,
Mary Herencia,
Lindsay C. Harkness III,
Harvey Robert Hermer,
Humberto Hernandez,
Raul H. Hernandez,
I never saw myself before you looked at me, before you kissed my face, before you smiled at me, and I knew that day I would never be alone. And it's the only way. Life never got me low, tears never broke me down. Inside I always know I'd be by your side, so I'd never be alone. But all that is different right now, and everything is solid but the ground. You'll never be alone. You'll never be alone. If you fall, I'll catch you. I won't ever let you be alone. I never want you to feel uncertainty. I listen to every word, believe every single dream. The world has a funny way of making you feel like you're alone. And when trials and troubles come, loved one, you know that your welfare is my concern. And if I'm far away, you know that I'll find my way back to your side. When the tide starts to roll and the wind starts to blow, when the thing you're afraid of is invisible, you'll never be alone. You'll never be alone. If you fall, I'll catch you. I won't ever let you be alone. If you fall, I'll catch you. I won't ever let you be alone. No, you'll never be alone.
This is the primary audio circuit for the Reuters live service. This is the primary audio circuit for the Reuters live service. This is the primary audio circuit for the Reuters live.
All that join us today, near or far, I welcome you to the 20th Remembrance Ceremony of September 11th, 2001, here at the Flight 93 National Memorial. To the men and women that serve aboard the USS Somerset here today, and all of those active duty members and veterans in attendance, near and far, you honor us with your presence. And we must never forget